When I come home from shopping, my husband, Taylor, and his mother, Rose, both looks at me with frowns on their faces.
Hey, sit down. I need to talk to you about something. You're being terrible, aren't you? I really can't believe that you treated my mother so badly.
Excuse me? My name is Melanie, and I am 27 years old, and I am a housewife. My husband, Taylor, and I are newlyweds and started living together this spring. When we got married together, Taylor had asked me to focus on being a housewife. In the beginning, our newly wedded life was a lot of fun. I would make breakfast and lunch for my husband, do laundry and the cleaning around the house, and after a bit of relaxing around the living room, I would go grocery shopping to prepare and begin cooking dinner. My husband would happily eat what I had cooked, and we were both living happily together. But unfortunately, such happy lifestyle for both of us ended after only a few months. A few months after we got married, my father-in-law, Jim, passed away due to illness. My husband said that since he was an only child, he felt sorry for his own mother, Rose, to be left all alone. So, because of that, he began to insist that he wanted for us to live together with Rose. To be honest, I was against the idea of moving in with Rose. The reason for that was because Rose did not seem to like me very much from the beginning. When I first greeted her, as it was decided that Taylor and I would get married, she said, "Well, if Taylor wants to get married, I can't really help it," and sounded as if she was completely against our marriage. So that was why I did not think that living together with Rose would work so well. When I discussed this with my husband, he replied to me saying,
"Oh, don't worry. Mom may look unfriendly at first, but she's actually really kind."
The thoughts I had in my mind were changed by the fact that my husband said that without any hesitation and very confidently. So, in the end, I agreed to live with Rose as Taylor was insisting for it strongly. The move-in with Rose started with Taylor and I moving into her house because it was much more spacious. "Oh, you two have come a long way."
"Mom, please do take care of us well from now on."
"We will both be in your care." "Oh, come on, there's no need for any more formal greetings like that, so just come on in." Rose greeted us and welcomed us into the house with a kind smile. After we finished unpacking, Rose was very kind to us while we were having tea together in the living room.
"You know what? I want to eat Mom's fried chicken for the first time in a while."
"Oh, really? Well then, let's have the fried chicken today. I want to teach Melanie my special fried chicken recipe, so please help me make it, Melanie." "All right, I will." "Well, my husband may be right." Rose was very kind and not scary at all as I thought she would be. Maybe I was a little nervous, or maybe I was a little stiff when I greeted Rose for the wedding, because Taylor is her only son after all. Maybe we all would have a nice, good time to live together like this without any problems. Or so I thought. Because a problem happened right after that. It happened in the kitchen afterwards when we started to cook for the fried chicken. As soon as it was just Rose and I alone together, she suddenly changed her attitude completely. Her smile disappeared, and she began to glare at me very coldly, just as she had done when I first greeted her. "Are you sure you can cook?" Yes, I can do a little bit of everything." "Then, can you cut the chicken for me?" "Okay, I will." "Oh, no, 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 you can't do it like that." "What?" "Oh, that's enough. Just get the seasonings out." Where are the seasonings?" "Ugh! If it goes on like this, it will take us a really long time to finish making the fried chicken." "Are you sure that you're really a housewife?" "Seeing you like that, I really wonder if Taylor gets to even eat properly or not. And like this, Rose would say such unreasonable and mean things to me. For the most part, even the way on how I cut the chicken was normal, and Rose didn't even tell me what exactly was wrong with how I cut them. Besides, since I just came to live in her house today, it's definitely obvious that I couldn't really know where the seasonings are placed. My husband always says what I cook tastes good, and I feed him nutritiously balanced meals. So, why would Rose even say such things like that to me? When Rose finished cooking and put the food on the table, she acted as if she was a completely different person. "Oh, Taylor, honey, dinner is ready."
Ooh, the fried chicken looks so delicious.
Since Melanie had helped me, we were able to make them very quickly. Huh? Yes, that's right. Rose acted as if she was being a very good mother-in-law to me in front of my husband. Well, Rose's strategy seemed to work, and my husband mistakenly thought that Rose and I were getting along very well. But during the daytime, when my husband was out working, Rose began to torment me as much as she could. "Oh, Melanie, you haven't cleaned up at all. You need to do the top of this bookshelf too." But it's a little too high up there for me to reach and clean." "Don't make any stupid excuses like that. We have a ladder, so make use of that." Like this, Rose tries to get me to clean the top of the bookshelf, which even a man would find it quite high to reach. If it were me, I would have to get on the stepladder and stand on tiptoes to just barely reach it. I'm really sorry, I can't. I know for sure that I'll get hurt. Ugh! You really can't do anything, huh? I feel sorry for Taylor for having a useless wife like you, Melanie. Aren't you ashamed that you can't even do any house chores properly at all, even though you're Taylor's housewife? These daily sarcastic comments and pointless lectures that Rose would give me was just too much. One day, I just got so fed up with it that I talked to my husband about it. Hey, I'm having a hard time with Rose, you know. Would you talk to your mother about it?"
What? But you always seem to get along with her very well.
"Rose is just acting when she's around you. When it's just the two of us during the day, especially when you're gone, she would always say something terrible to me."
Oh, is that so?
Huh? Hey, are you even listening to me properly?
What? I'm just tired from work. First of all, aren't you being just too self-conscious about this whole thing?
Excuse me?
I told you that at first, my mom does look a little unfriendly. So, even when mom's just acting normal, she just sounds angry to you. Isn't that what's happening?
No way. But if you hear what Rose says some things to me, you can clearly see that she's verbally abusing me.
Well, it's all about how you take it, isn't it? I'm definitely sure that my mom is saying everything with love.
How could Taylor even interpret it that way? I unconsciously knew this, but it seems like my husband was a mama's boy. That's why he blindly trusts his own mother without ever questioning about her. If Taylor is being like this, then I can no longer rely on him. Which is why I have to protect myself. Even after that, Rose continued to bully me as usual. Rose made me do all the house chores while she just sat on the living room sofa and watched the TV. She would then complain with the lunch I made, and there were times where she would also throw it in the trash. When Rose gets bored of watching the TV, she starts complaining about how I did the house chores and even begins to deny my personality. The only time I feel safe is when I go shopping at the supermarket for groceries by myself. But when it takes more than 20 minutes to do my grocery shopping, Rose would accuse me by saying, "You're late. You must be cheating on Taylor, aren't you?" and say such nonsense And like this, I get to be free from Rose for only a few minutes. I've only been married for less than a year, and yet this is the situation. Is it possible that this situation will continue until Rose is gone for good? I really didn't want to continue living miserably like this. The words divorce were floating around in my head. Then one day, on the weekend, when I come home from shopping, my husband Taylor and his mother Rose both looks at me with frowns on their faces.
Hey, sit down. I need to talk to you about something. You're being terrible, aren't you? I really can't believe that you treated my mother so badly.
Excuse me? I'm treating Rose badly? When it's the other way around? What do you mean?
I heard everything from my mom, you know. She says that she's being harassed by you.
Huh?
I heard that you force all the house chores onto her, ignore her when she tries to talk to you, and even throw her lunch that she made for you in the trash.
Excuse me?
I didn't know that you were such a horrible, lousy woman.
Now wait a minute. I never did any of that.
Are you saying that my mom is lying then?
I look at Rose and I see her grinning. Oh, she really did it this time. Rose was spouting lies, and my husband is totally believing everything that she tells him.
Mom says that she doesn't want to see you for a while. So go back home to where your parents are and reflect on your own actions.
I was just fed up. To Rose, who harasses me in a really immature way, and to my husband, who is a mama's boy and who can't see through who Rose really was. I understand. I'll go back home to my parents' place. I pretended to feel bad and quietly packed up my belongings. Meanwhile, Rose was grinning at me and my husband, perhaps mistakenly thinking he was in a superior position, was looking very proud at what he was doing. I left their house, vowing that I would revenge them for what they had done to me. My parents were surprised when I returned with a large luggage, but they were so furious when I explained the situation. They told me to get rid of those people as soon as possible. I got to stretch my wings a little at my parents' house. I was able to have fun cooking meals with my mother without any complaints. I wondered how long it has been since I was able to sit on the couch and watch TV. After a few days of relaxing and recovering both mentally and physically, I went to a lawyer's office to prepare for my divorce. I also did some job hunting and had a few interviews with companies. I found a job sooner than I had expected, so now it was time for me to look for a place to live. And just like that, I was able to find a room that met my requirements. I felt as if my luck was telling me to divorce my husband, and everything was going smoothly. About 2 weeks after I was kicked out from Rose's house, I received a phone call from my husband.
Have you calmed down now?
Yes.
Then if so, you may come back here now.
So I went back to Rose's house. Then I would see both my husband and Rose with huge grins on their faces who were waiting for me.
Did you reflect back on your own actions properly?
Yes.
Then apologize to my mom. If you do that, then you may live in this house again.
No, thank you.
What?
I have been reflecting back on my lack of decisiveness. What the hell are you talking about? Thank you for everything you have done to me until now. Saying that, I put the divorce papers on the table.
Huh? Divorce?
Melanie, what is the meaning of this? I can't live with you two anymore. So let's just get a divorce, please.
You must be kidding me, right?
No, I'm being serious.
No way.
My husband was shocked, but when he realized that I was being very serious, he got really angry and emotional.
Oh, really? Fine, do what you want. But what you did to my mom is unforgivable. Mom has suffered emotional distress because of you. I'm gonna get the certificate of diagnosis and sue you with it.
That's right. You are such a menace for threatening us with divorce. Oh, I don't mind what you do, but if you do that, aren't you the one who's going to be in trouble for the false diagnosis or something like that?
What the hell do you mean?
And at this point, I called for my lawyer, who had been waiting in the car outside.
What? A lawyer?
Everything what Rose is saying is a lie.
Excuse me?
The lawyer then played the audio data that I had given him. On it were recorded audios of Rose's verbal abuse towards me.
What? This is
just a part of many abusings I received from your mother. And now, hearing this, do you still believe what your mother says?
No way. There's no way that my mom would...
Oh, my... Rose was panicking because the truth came into light. Oh, Rose, I heard that you told the neighbors that you were being harassed by me. No, that's... What you did was defamation. So, I'm going to sue you. What? Oh, no!
Mom is a housewife, so she doesn't have that kind of money.
Then, as her son, why don't you pay for her instead? Anyways, divorce and compensation is a must. Saying this, I left my husband and Rose right then and there. My husband and Rose were both unable to move from the spot with their faces being very pale. After that, things went smoothly. Taylor, not wanting to cause any more trouble, agreed to the divorce, and he also paid the compensation for Rose on her behalf. The neighbors no longer took Rose seriously after they all found out the truth of what had actually happened. And Taylor was also disgusted with Rose because of this incident, and she's now living all alone on her own with no one on her side. Well, Rose got what she deserved. And as for Taylor, I had an acquaintance at Taylor's office where he worked at, so I reported the whole story to that acquaintance. My ex-husband was labeled as a mama's boy who was abandoned by his own wife because of being a mama's boy, and people in the company laughed at him behind his back, which made him feel really small. When Taylor tries to leave on the dot, he is teased by people who says things like, "Aw, are you leaving already because you want to see your mommy?" Well, I'm sure that kind of teasing will eventually stop, but I'm sure it will make Taylor feel so small, as he had a huge pride in himself. Meanwhile, I am spending my days living in a new room, working at a new job, and with a fresh mind. The room is really comfortable, and the job is challenging. I'm not really interested to be in a relationship for a while, so I'm going to spend my money and time on my hobbies while enjoying the single life. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.